Hi, Kitty Pies. It is Lanikia, and I am coming to you with Monday's episode. That's 3/7/2022 of The Bold and the Beautiful. This was a really good episode. I know you guys because I've seen it on Instagram because I like to follow like what you guys are talking about and everything. And I see everyone is sick of this story, but I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at this storyline between Ridge and Brooke. But just to jump into it, we see that Thomas has followed Sheila to her home. Now, they were at his place the other day, Steffi's, but he said when Steffi came home, Sheila, burnt off. So he had to follow her to her place. And the same conversation is going on, which is don't tell what you know, Thomas. She's like, listen, you got your parents back together and everything. Don't tell, like, just be happy but grovel a little bit to me, but be happy. But I'm the reason you got them together, but still be happy and just don't say anything. Thomas can't make any promises, but he wants to know, well, how do you do it? How did you get Brooke to drink? And she said, well, the less you know, the better it is for you. Just be happy. You got your parents back together. And let's just leave it at that. He can't because he says, man, you got an alcoholic to drink. Like, I guess he kind of feels like, well, I'm evil. It's evil, but that's a different kind of, like, them being together is good, but that's a different kind of evil to put her, like, to get her to drink, to get her, to be lead for something to happen between she and Ridge. It's like he's like, I don't know if I want it to happen that way, but he is happy his parents together. Now, the next thing we do is we see Brooke, and she's just thinking about the last time she spoke to Ridge and how he was gonna forgive her, and then that whole thing happened with Deacon, and Ridge just told her, you chose Deacon over me, and she was like, no, I didn't, but he said, yes, you did. It's always something. I can't do this with you anymore. Just the whole thing. He just can't do it anymore. She's just thinking about their last conversation, and then Deacon comes up. Now, just wrapping them up. So Deacon comes up, and he's once again talking about, I can't believe Ridge. I can't, he ran right back to Taylor, and it's just so hard. The way he's treated you is horrible. You deserve better than that. You deserve someone who's going to love you, who's going to be, who's going to stick with you, ride this out for you. You were drunk. You didn't know what you were doing. Nothing happened between us. And Brooke is just like, listen, I know you're trying to help, but it doesn't make me feel better when you talk bad about Ridge, because she loves Ridge. And she says, and I am the reason this is happening. This is not Ridge's fault. This is on Brooke, is what she's telling him. And, I can't really say nothing about Taylor. She loves him. And he's just, maybe she is the better woman because I keep messing up, and maybe that is where she should be. Maybe he should be. Maybe Thomas and Steffi are right, and he needs to be with Brooke. And Deacon is like, don't say that. Like, you're a good woman. No, he needs to be with Taylor. And Deacon tells Brooke, you're a good woman too. Like, don't do that. Don't put yourself down that way. But anyways, Deacon, at the end of the day, he really loves Brooke. And he tried to, uplift her because he knows she's going through it and everything. But, she's just like, the way you're trying to go about it is, that doesn't help me at this point. But he's like, don't just he's like, okay, I'm not saying you're not blameless in this, but just don't carry all the burden too, because Ridge deserves some of that as well for not being as supportive. So that was that. So then we go and we see Ridge and Taylor, they're in the office, right? And they're talking and they're laughing about her order and everything. So it is what it is on that. But they're laughing and everything about her order. And then the next thing you know, we see Thomas is outside and he hears this going on. Now, Thomas is conflicted because on one hand, he wants his parents together. But on the other hand, he's like, Sheila, that's not the way I wanted them to get back together. Do I think to tell Ridge and Taylor, I I honestly don't. I think this is going to go on for a while now. But anyway, he comes into the office. He sees them so happy, and they were questioning like, what's wrong with something was wrong with Thomas on the phone. Ridge can't get that call out of his head, and I think if anything ends up happening, Ridge is going to think back to that call and know that Thomas knew for a while. But anyways, they're just happy, laughing, smiling, and they're acting like they're back together. And so Thomas is like, it's nice to see you guys, this happy and everything. Taylor ends up having to leave because she has a patient. So Ridge and Thomas are there talking. And as they're speaking or whatever, Thomas is just like, I have something to tell you that's really going to affect, you know, everyone and everything. And Ridge is like, what is it? Because Ridge knows that there's something Thomas is not telling him, and he knows it's something major. So as Thomas is about to tell Ridge, he gets a phone call. The phone call is from Sheila. Now Sheila has made her way over to Taylor's office, and Taylor is so happy, and she says, "Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, it's just like you said about Ridge coming back and all of this." And Taylor was like, "Nah, Sheila, I did not say that." And Sheila said, "Well, it's written all over your face that that Ridge is back with you. And I'm just so happy you're happy." And Brooke, she gets what she deserves. She shouldn't have been, she took one drink and she messed up everything. And Sheila just can't help herself. She's such a sociopath that she has to gloat. She has to say it without saying it. So she's pretty much letting Taylor know without saying it and not hinting like she was doing with Thomas, because Taylor is distracted anyways. But she's saying like how it's all Brooke's fault. Oh well, too bad for Brooke. It's all on Brooke. So we get that she really dislikes her and everything. But Taylor is just like, oh well, Ridge is confused. Now Taylor is looking at this like she's supposed to. She wants to be with Ridge, but she realized he's very confused right now. He doesn't know what he really wants. So we're just gonna take this thing one day at a time, right? But Sheila's like, no, you need to be with him. That's your Brooke, let him go. You need to go for what your family and everything. So she in the back of the office. I mean, Taylor has to take a call or whatever. So Sheila get on the phone and she talks to Thomas and she's telling him, she's like, "You're with your dad right now?" And he's like, "Yes." And she says, "Don't you say a word. You better not open your mouth. Your parents is happy. I've never seen Taylor more happy and everything. So don't you say a word about this to anyone. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Promise me. Tell me you're not going to say anything." But Sheila, well, he don't have to worry about saying anything because you can barely contain it yourself. You hate Brooke so much. You can barely contain it. But so then Thomas gets off the phone with Sheila because he just hangs up on her. And Ridge is like, "What is going on? You tell me you have something that's life changing and then you take a phone call. So what is going on?" And so we don't know. That's how it go off. So we don't know what Thomas is going to say at the end of the day, how if he's going to tell the truth about Ridge and Sheila and everyone. But that was The Bold and the Beautiful, y'all. It was a good episode to me. I don't believe Thomas is going to tell the truth. I honestly do not. I don't think he's going to tell Ridge about how Sheila had something to do with Brooke getting drunk, switching up the champagnes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if she told Tom. He's pretty much figured out. He doesn't know exactly how she did it, but he's pretty much figured out she had something to do with it and everything. And plus, he wants Sheila to stay away from their family. So, all right, y'all. That was The Bold and the Beautiful. I will see you later on for General Hospital. Bye.